everybody not in that situation, because you can work really hard and still have to ask for help. I mean, I'm not immune to it, and I'm not saying I'm beyond it or above it. I just know that if I keep moving forward and keep loving myself and protecting my peace, that I'm going to be okay. And me and mine are going to be okay.
So let me ask you this. So as your family, your grandchildren, your sons may encounter one day they need to rediscover, or not even rediscover, because some of us never even ever known ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they go through some things and they say, man, I need to sit back and discover myself, because these layers that I have to, like you said, to appease certain people, I need to take it off. So what advice or what good, supporting words would you give them to how to discover themselves? What are I'm not going to say process or steps. What are some of the first things you had to do to start to get that energy or time back to discover yourself? What would you say to them?
I'm not going to say I isolated myself. I would say that you just have to find the strength to disassociate. And when I say disassociate, I mean all those worldly things that you think so important are not important. They really not important. At the end of the day, if anything go down, you have to be self-sufficient. If you can't be self-sufficient and learn to not depend on what society or the government say you should have or say where you should be, then you lost. You really lost. Turn off your phone. That's the first thing. Disengage from social media, because social media will tell you this is where you're supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to have. And that's not necessarily true. Everybody is not supposed to ride around in a Mercedes or a Bugatti or, that's all fake hype. As long as you happy within your bubble, then that's what will help you learn to be yourself and who you are. You have to put a bubble around yourself and discover yourself. You can't look at social media or look at these housewife shows and discover that that's what life is, because it's all fake. It's fake news. Pun intended. Because it's really fake. Social media, I mean, I'm not saying all of it is fake. Some people out there giving some good advice, but you have to weed through all the junk. And that's just like out here in real life. You see people out on the street or at the store, and just because they got diamonds and jewelry and riding around the Mercedes, that don't mean they ain't going home. It just means that they putting on a show for the world to say, I got it, I made it. But in actuality, they might be going home getting beat up or abused, or that's just the facade that they show the world, that everything is great. No, everything not great. Not every day. It's just not. So you got to pick yourself up and decide what you want for yourself. Disengage And then once you figure out what you want for yourself or what you need for yourself, then hey, go back to social media, but go back with a clear mind that it's all fake. It's not real. These influencers, that crap not real. Do you think these people putting all that crap on their face for real? No, they're not. But they selling it and they making money. And if I could get on there and make money, I would too. But that don't mean it's real. It just means it is what it is.
Okay. And you are the nucleus of your universe.
That's right.
So, like you said, your bubble. You can't care about anything out your bubble first before yourself.
That's right.
Right? You have to create that good within your space and let everybody, friends, family, and loved ones experience you as you are without putting any layers of makeup on. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly.
Okay. So now you discovered, what do you love most about yourself?
Other than the love I have for my family.
Okay, your family's not in this.
Yeah,
this is you.
I love that I have a creative mind.
Okay.
I have so many thoughts running through my mind all day. Different things I want to do. Different thoughts on maybe I want to write a book.
Yeah.
I love to read and I'm comfortable with that. I don't have to go out to the club or be out drinking or anything. And I've had someone say, well, when you gonna get a boyfriend? When I meet somebody that's worthy of me. I have not met that person yet, so I am happy with who I am and what I'm doing. I don't need to be what society say we should be. I'm good.
Okay, you love the creativity that you have within you naturally.
Yes,
okay.
natural creativity. I mean, I can't say it enough. I mean, I can just be like sitting in the car, and I done made up a whole story in my head. I just got to figure out how to put it to paper. You know what I mean?
But one cool thing you can do is just get you a microphone, a recorder, and when you're thinking, just talk it out.
Yeah.
Just talk it, then you got it.
Yeah.
You don't have to go back because as you get older, we kind of forget what we're doing, right? Okay.
On
so
a regular
man,
basis.
So your grandchildren, the sparkle of your eye,
Yeah.
right? They're going to be influenced by technology. They're going to get a cell phone early if they don't have it. They're going to get tablets. They're going to get inundated with social media.
Already is.
Now, when they get old enough to see grandmother on video and understand what she's talking about, which is a fairly early age, right? Let's say 11, 12, 13.
Yes.
Now, they're going to experience boys or girls, right?
Yes.
They're going to experience peer pressure.
Yes.
We all do, right? They're going to experience certain things. Now, as they go through this, which they should, because that's life. That's what life is going to give them.
Absolutely.
Right? Life is, we can't avoid these things. Human nature, right?
Yeah.
So as they grow up and as they get their challenges, what are some things you want them to stay rooted in? No matter what, just stay rooted in these three things. If it's love yourself, whatever it is that you think that helped you as you discovered yourself, what are three things you would say you are rooted in and you're not going to change no matter what, and that's going to help you keep your peace and joy?
I would say the main thing is to love yourself. The second thing is self-respect. Figure out what you are willing to accept and what you are not willing to accept. And the range is above and beyond. Your low point and your high point. I would suggest you determine what is not acceptable first and stick to it. Whatever it is, my bottom line is keep your hands to yourself. And that's a major no. So, your bottom line, self-respect, and I would say, what's the third thing? I know it's something, I'm reaching for it.
Well, you mean the fourth thing, because you say love yourself, self-respect, and keep your hands to yourself.
Well, that's my bottom line.
That's the bottom line. Okay, so that everything is bottom line, everybody.
Keep your hands to yourself. But I would say the third thing is principles. And I'm gonna give you a good example, and that falls back to what you're willing to accept. A good example is, you gotta have principles. You're not gonna accept someone that's knowingly a thief, but that's my principle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have principles. So figure out what's important to you. You don't want to be a well-educated woman or man and you settle for someone that don't have, they don't have to be college educated, because there's some good people out there that's not college educated, but they have principles and they have goals. They can start out on the back of the garbage truck, but their goal is to be the driver of the garbage truck. That's the difference.
So you're saying when you create your bubble, anybody around your space should have principles they create, no matter friends, family, or loved ones.
That's
because
right.
they're close.
That's right.
Okay.
100%. If you meet someone and they're a good person, and say it's just an example, they got a job and they're okay with that job, but the first thing I'm gonna say is, okay, so is this your end game? It's your plan to work at this level for the next 25 years or the next 20 years? What's your end game? Are you trying to move up, or are you okay with just being the janitor?
So you saying somebody should always be creating, because a creative mind won't allow you to sit still.
That's right. Are you trying to upgrade,
Yeah.
or you want me to upgrade you? I'm not trying to upgrade you. Let's upgrade together.
And now, hold on now. You're talking friends, family, and loved ones. That's a good approach, what you're talking about. Because that's the relationships.
Yeah, relationships.
Right? So if someone that in our space, no matter what capacity, because it feeds directly on your energy or not.
That's
It either how should I say, energizes you, or energy is taken away from you.
Exactly.
Right? So if it's somebody that's just not creative or trying to do something else, they have to get their energy from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a fact, right?
They'll get it from you.
And then there we go. So and man, one of the things that you talked about is kind of profound, and kind of all the writings and what people hear on constructive talks and stuff is create your own principles.
Yeah, you have to, because that's the standard. The standard is creating your own principles. What are you willing to accept? Okay, so it's okay if you want to go out and buy a 1955 Mustang with salt damage, water damage, and fix it up. Because once you fix it up, excuse me, it's gonna be worth $100,000. Or Nova, Chevy Nova, whatever. But when you're talking about relationships and you want a fixer-upper, once you get that fixer-upper fixed up, then they gonna think they better or shinier, and they looking for a new penny, So I'm not saying that all fixer-uppers not good, but the majority of them are not. Because once you fix them up, get them to go to the dentist and get their teeth fixed, say they gonna be looking for a shiny new penny. Because you done fixed them up. You done bought them up. You done bought them out the back of the garbage truck and put them in the driver's seat. And now they moving on to something better and bigger and more shinier.
So this experience, as we're talking, it seems that it has helped you understand that you're your best resource.
That's right.
Because there's been so many untrusting things that have happened. You said, you know what? I'm not going to let myself down.
Nope. Never again.
So everybody understand what she's talking about. She's talking about any and everybody in your space. It doesn't matter if it's a intimate relationship or a friendly relationship or association relationship. Sometimes people are looking for someone that puts all their energy into a fixer up.
A crutch.
Right? So that's being said is just have someone or consider having folks in your space doing the same thing that you're doing. Being creative, hardworking, have principles.
Have dreams.
There you go. Have dreams that they want to put their skin in the game in and not have it somebody else do it for them.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So, man, so your grandchildren are getting some good stories. Right? They're like, hey, grandma telling right, some good stuff. Okay, so let's say this. Everybody's listening. Everybody's, they definitely should get something out of it. What is some things that, since you're discovering yourself, or some next things you want to do with yourself to make, like you said, write a book.
Yeah.
Right? What are some things that you're looking at accomplishing without a timeline, but you would like to get them done? Give us a few things.
Other than writing a book, I do have a lot of ideas on writing a book. But, that's another story, another time. Let's see. I want to be myself.
Okay.
I want to be my own boss. I want to be my own person. I want to start at the bottom and work my way up, basically within a fresh start.
So you don't mind learning new stuff?
No.
You don't mind learning?
No.
That's the good creative mind.
No. But I do want to, one of my main interests is photography.
Okay.
I want to capture real life in the moment, whether it's at a rally or a protest or hurricane damage, whatever it is.
That's community. You want community stuff. That's good.
I want to capture real life, in the moment. And I want to be excited about it. I don't.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
because communities are passionate, especially when they want to be treated fairly and to get that opportunity and not be closed off from the rest of the world and seen as a scar,
Yeah.
right? A scar in the footprint.
Yeah. I don't want to be an activist. I don't want attention. I never wanted attention. This is kind of hard for me because, like I said, I never wanted attention. I don't want attention. I might want to be rich, but I don't never want to be famous.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I don't want that. I don't want to be in the public eye. I want to.
I mean, you didn't want to be in the public eye.
No, I didn't want to. This is forced on me. But it's like I want to make a difference. One of my dreams is I always thought about having something for maybe even veterans. Somewhere for them to stay. My dad was a veteran. He was a Vietnam veteran, and we all know how they got treated when they came home. And there's a lot of them still out there suffering from mental illness, drugs. I mean, and that's something they got in Vietnam. It wasn't something that they got at home. It started there, or even the homeless. I always said, hey, if I ran into a whole bunch of money, I'm going to build a bunch of tiny houses, and can't anybody stay there. It's got to be, something for homeless or homeless families, but it's got to be a standard. You got to take drug tests or blow in a breathalyzer before you come in. And you got to be trying to take classes or build yourself up.
Well, that's what you talked about earlier. You should want to self-improve. You should want to be better.
Yeah, you got to want to be better,
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many free classes out here for people. That's why, when I go to the store right up the street from my house, I go to the store and somebody's like, can you give me some money to give me something to eat? I ain't got no cash, but I got my card. I can buy you something to eat out the store. And if they grateful, they accept that. But if they not, they just looking for a free handout. I ain't got no cash, but I got my card. I can go buy you something to eat, and I will. I'll buy you some chicken or a sandwich. But
so let me ask you this: so, what message would you give the young ladies out there today? Because a young lady is a young lady is a young lady, no matter the color, the race,
That's
or
right.
where they're from. They are a young lady. What message would, and we'll just say this message one. We'll try to always give the young ladies and young men a message, okay? Because women should give men messages as well.
I mean, that go back to the to what I said earlier. Self-respect. I mean, you gotta respect yourself. It's this funny thing going around on social media about $40. I don't get it. If that's what you feel like you worth, $40, then
They need to talk to somebody that's helped them understand their value.
they need to understand their value and their worth. You're worth more than that. You're worth more than a bottle and a blunt. I mean, as women, we are the bearers of the earth. You know what I'm saying? We create humanity. And if you don't have enough respect for yourself and your own body, then, and I don't want to offend no one, it's just me being 51, looking out at this generation and these women, young women, put it that way. You allow these young men to abuse you, disrespect you. And you don't have to. Because they actually need you more than you need them. Because you can get a job. And you can pay your own bills.
So what would you say to the young men out there to inspire them to be men, to be respectful, to uplift the women? What would you say to them?
I would say the same thing I tell my sons. How would you feel if a man treated me like you treat women? I'm not pointing nobody out, but all I would say is, how would you feel if someone treated your mother the way you treat women?
Okay. So what would you say to men out there, and men and women, well, young ladies and young men, about education and staying focused to keep that art, if not keep a creative mind, to create a creative mind, because you have to love yourself first, right?
You definitely have to love yourself.
So what advice would you give them based on your experience and what you've observed in your 51 years?
You will have to, like I said, passion. You have to find your passion. I mean, you can go to school to be a nurse, but if you don't have passion, you're going to be a horrible nurse. I mean, period. So find what you're passionate at and study that. Whether it's art, photography, computers, even cell phones, coding, whatever it is. Find what you love. Because if you're going to school and spending all that money for something that you don't love, then you're really wasting your time. And you're wasting money. You're just going to build up a whole lot of student loans, or you're going to waste your parents' money going to school for something you don't love.
Okay. All right. On that note, I know I've taken a lot of your day, everybody. Hey, that's what constructive talk do. We sit and have a conversation, and time flies.
Yeah.
So, what is your closing message to your grandchildren?
My closing message to my grandchildren would be, I wouldn't even say my grandchildren, because they already know how I feel. I would say my great-grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren, is that you come from generations and generations of strong African Americans, proud African Americans. And I expect you to learn and love and above all else, do something important with your life. Leave a foundation for future generations. I'm trying. I ain't got there yet, but I'm trying. So I'm going to leave something for my future generations, and I expect y'all to do the same thing. And remember, no matter what, you can overcome anything. Don't care what it is, you can overcome it. And trust your family and people that love you, because ain't nothing more important than family. Not to me, and not from the family that I came from, and the family that you come from.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Constructive Talks. We look forward. Hey, me and Miss Adams are gonna meet plenty of times. This is just the first couple. You're gonna get to know her personally. In reference to how she's talking, you won't know how she cook unless she show you.
No,
But I'm saying you're gonna know her, and because she's inspirational. She is a wonderful lady, grandmother, cousin, and all these other things to folks that share her space. So keep tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell so you can look at the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.